Hello everybody, my name is Farmer Phil, and in today's video we have a lot going on. Father Phil has the beet sower ready to rock and roll. He's going to go be sowing beet later. Brendan and Bro are going off to do a job of slurry for a customer. Brendan's going to agitate, Bro's going to spread. Then Brendan's going on to ring roll everything we sowed and pick a lock of stones into 6480. And I am going in the 7618 to pick up a very last minute purchase. We bought it yesterday morning and I arrived into the dealer yesterday evening, so we'll go up and we'll pick it up off them and we'll both straight to work. Also have another lock of calves off milk, but not going to have time to go at that today, I don't think. Kid will do what she does best and she'll look after all the livestock. But anyways, we'll be on. We have just picked up the new machine, so we're just picking it up off Garrity's Farm Machinery there, and it is a brand new 3 metre Kuhn power harrow. I'll show you when I get back to the house, so I'm just going to go back to the house and give the windows a wash before I start, because I'd like to see what I'm doing out through the back window without having to have the back window open. Kind of defeats the purpose of it. Why, out of the blue, did we go and order one yesterday morning and have it for this morning? Well, because as per usual, we went to pick up our own power harrow that we have is a Kuhn, and we've had it for as long as I can remember. And yesterday morning, Father Phil went to pick it up, bring it over to the house. I needed a new set of teeth. We had the teeth for it, brought over, was starting to size up the job at hand, and of course, grabbed one of the Rowhurst rattle bearing gone. With the bearing being gone the last time, and you'll remember the video because there's a video I was putting it back together, which actually done quite well. It could be from 3 or 4 years ago, maybe even 5 years ago now. It's an old video. Putting it back together took him 3 months from he started to rip it till he got it back together, and that's just how things went. He said, "Feck that," he said, "he'd buy a new one." So then he chatted the rest of us, said he was buying a new one, and kind of agreed ish. So we ended up buying a new one. And if you're wondering, why on earth did you buy a new power harrow instead of just changing the bearing in the old one? Well, to put it into the crux of exactly why we bought a brand new one, and the simplest reason of explaining it is our John Deere Gator, the last payments on it came out 2 months ago, and now putting this on finance just replaces those payments. I actually think it's a little bit less than what we were paying on the Gator. So the reality is our repayments stay the same, and that's how, as an operation, we generally run. Is our repayments every year on machinery are roughly the same. As machinery go out with payments, we buy new machinery, put them on payments. That's generally speaking how our operation works. And we always have one tractor on payment. This tractor, to my understanding, next year is her last payments on her, and we'll always have one tractor on payment. So that means with a pretty high level of probability, I would like to think there'll be a new tractor in the yard next year. Not brand new, but a new to us tractor in the yard next year. And that is the basic reason why there is a power harrow ball. Brand new. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. I do want to get an airbox for it so we can sow grass seed straight out with it, because I think it'd be a great advantage to us. We'll have a look at it when we get to the yard. I'll get these windows washed, and then we get power harrowing. It is Sunday now. It's time to bring the BillGenie savings for April to an end. So the potential savings is just under €240,000 in savings on your electricity bills of the viewers watching this that have sent in your ESB bill to BillGenie. Just over 100,000 of that has been secured. You've got your bills in, you've signed up, and you are saving money. Mad amounts. There's still 140,000 there waiting to be saved. All you gotta do is keep on with BillGenie. Make sure you get back to them with whatever information they need. It was a pleasure to work with BillGenie. They sponsored the videos for the month of April to showcase what they do and to show how much money we could save viewers. So, if you're watching this video, or this is your first time watching this video, BillGenie, they're working all year round. This is like a price comparison website. You upload your electricity bill with them, then they'll go onto the market and see can they find you a better price. Their link in the description. Head over there, upload your bill, and make sure you reference Farmer Phil. Now how they know that I sent you to them. Big thanks to BillGenie for sponsoring. We get back into today's video. Oh, we've given the windows a clean and a cup of coffee. Just a wee bit under the weather. an old head cold Liv brought back from England, playing havoc and not sleeping terrible well, so that's why I mightn't be in the best of spirits. Father Phil is coming on behind me there, so he wants to see this working. We'll have a little bit to do to get set up, but hopefully not too much. We just have to get her top link, crumbler roller and leveling bar set at the right depths. So a bit on. We are power harrowing away here, so just marking the headland. So that's in barley, that's going into beet. So Eric and Brendan are picking stones there. Well, more or less, Eric is too lazy to pick stones and Brendan is picking the stones. That's more or less what's happening there. 3 meter Harrow, the HR, so you can't see the sticker, it's a HR30002, I think. So do a nice job there. So Father Phil will be up in maybe an hour or two, and then he'll start into sowing the beet. So I'm going a little bit too wide. There. Anyways, wicked bad. Slow boat to China, but we get her done. Father Phil coming by with the sprayer. I think he's going on to spray the wheat, I think. So, doing a nice job now. Just leveling it off and nice and clean. Just drop back up now after the dinner. So about half of the field done, or a bit more. Father Phil's gone for another tank of spray, then he's going to be coming up to start sowing the beet. So this is the machine. So it's a Kuhn HR3004, so it's 3 meters. HR stands for heavy duty. Father Phil said it was HT, but HR, I don't know. High reliability, I don't know. It's the heavy duty one anyways, because she is heavy. She's also, if we ever wanted, we could put a drill on the back of it, because that there is a shaft that you connect to an air drill to make it a 1 pass. Are we going to do that? Probably not, because Father Phil bought a brand new Kuhn in 2000, and by 2008 it was absolutely destroyed from having, he reckons, from having a 1 pass on it with extra weight of the seed and the seeder hitting the stones. The stones on this, because it's not as heavy, it can hop across them, but with that extra weight it's extra pressure and everything, so he's not keen on that idea. Leveling board on the front, so we've let down to the second last hole, so we're doing a nice bit of leveling and it is coming up pretty good. That's kind of the working depth. We're working at what, 5 inches ish. Was not on the if you were to ask me at the beginning of the week where we're going to have a new power hour by the end of the week, I would have said not a chance. And now we have a new power hour, just like that. Mad how these things do go. We're going to get something done. Just said I'd show you before I get started again what it looks like, the job it's doing. So you can see, this is just ploughed and harrowed once with the lambkin. Yeah, when I harrowed it once. And then this is 1 run of the lambkin and 1 run of the Harrow. So leveling it off, been good, right for sowing beet into, and loose. That is the thing, the soil is loose. The rule of thumb is, the smaller the seed, the finer the soil you need, so you have a greater soil contact to the seed for germination. Not only that, but when it comes to the maize and the pumpkins, which both will be going under plastic in the field this year, you need, if your soil is clumpy or it's not well broken down, the part of the machine that lays the plastic, that tries to pull the bed clay back over the plastic to keep it on, doesn't work that terribly well if you don't have a finely tilled at a nice depth. Which the lambkin, it'll get the top leveled and that, but just doesn't break the ground up like a power harrow. That be the theory. So anyways, lay her up. That's as much to do. Just turn PT on. Grab her up. As we're running forward and drop. We've also picked up some speed too. So you might just about make out the leveling bar there. You can see it doing a little bit of a waving in front because it's, I wouldn't say loose, but it's how it's supposed to be. And it'll drag and pull a bit of clay with it, so that you'll pull the clay from a high spot into a low spot, and so on and so forth, so you get a more level job. Probably the biggest thing we're missing from our tillage operation is machinery that'll level as we go, because the Lemkin, as much as Father Phil says it does level, doesn't do a lot of leveling, so you can't move clay, it just chops it up. So you can see there, you grab a bit of clay here, pull it on a bit, and then you'll see it disappear where it just finds a hole for it. And that's how she works. The reason for it being on the front, because on our old power harrow it's on the back. If it's on the back, so in between the crumbler and the actual harrowing part itself, it drags that clay, and then that clay that you're dragging is getting churned by the power harrow as you go, so it's putting a higher load on the power harrow. So with it being in front, it has the soil level going into the power harrow, so the power harrow is working at a more consistent level of torque or workload. It can more consistent level of workload. It doesn't have the on-offness of dragging a bit of clay and not having clay. We're doing just under 6 kilometers an hour there, and don't pass the heating them red lights. One is an alternator because one alternator is not working, and one is an air brake light because the sensor isn't working. We're nearly there. We just have to make it to that pole out there, and we've that much done, so I'd say we're just over halfway. You can see here just the way it's not just overly level across there. You can see what we've done, much leveler. So that is one of the benefits of the leveling board. We are just coming towards the end of it now, so that's my run there that just marks barley out there, beet all the way back. It's looking good, I think anyways. It's looking nice and level, in good order. Let me know in the comments, what do you think? On the barley, how are we on? Well, we are finished sowing barley. We finished not yesterday. We sowed the sunflowers yesterday, the day before. We finished sowing all the barley, all cereals in the ground 1st of May. First time in my memory that I can remember having all the cereals in 1st of May. Everything is just running nice. Maintenance on machinery for silage is the next big one, but we'll have 10 days, so yeah. But the headlands of this is in barley, so the top ditch there, 24 metres, there, 24 metres along the hedge coming back this way, and then all of that section. So the field is 19 acres, so there's 7 acres of barley, there's 12 acres of beet going to be going in. The reason we're not sowing it all in beet is we don't need all the beet. We finish this in about 10 minutes, 20 minutes time. Back to the house, get coffee, try and keep myself away, and then head and start doing the maize crown. Troy and Eric are picking stones up there by hand. I know, very labour intensive, and we were a stone picker. No word on the stone picker yet as to when I'll have it back. I need it for next week because I have some receipting work to do with the stone picker, so I need it back, so I'm hoping to have it back next week. But I can't wait for it to come back on this work. This one just needs to get done, because Monday 2 maize planters are supposed to be arriving in. We saw the 17 acres of maize, and actually before we go to power harrow the maize ground, I have to go shake a bit of maize seed on the bit we're going to do a maize on. One more run back up and finish this off, and then just do the headland that's on this just to take up the tracks, and that's it. And that's us done. Be interesting to see, have I got it right? This is where if I was in the 99 or the 6290, I'd have Trimble and I know where my line was. So we're trying to work it on what we could see, but it was tight sea on the ground, so I get 2 bags of, see, what have we? Saxon.
Saxon is the top of the recommendation list, so
Saxon maize seed. I have an old bag of Ambition as well I'm going to shake. We actually have our plastic this year. Not plastic, biodegradable. I keep saying it, but
it's
biodegradable. It's meant from starch.
It's higher than the foxtrot, that recommendation.
Oh, okay. And this is the beet seed here. So this is Magnum. So to get how many seeds is it you're putting out per acre on the beet?
44,000 seeds per acre. So
So-
the box is just a little bit more than an acre.
Yeah, that's the same with the maize.
The maize is similar,
they're
about 42,000.
Aye, but they're 50,000 seed bags, isn't it? The maize is going out, will be going out 42,000 seed to the acre, but they're 50,000 seed bags, and the beet is much the same. What is the beet? You have it set at 40,
About 44.
44. They're going at that. I'm going to go at this now. So we'll load up with seed. So there's Eric going with his beet box, as he said himself, literally. There's our seed in the spinner. You can see the red on it. That red is the seed treatment. The seed treatment is usually to protect against root diseases in crops. You see it on near enough everything. The beans, the only thing, and the pumpkins, sunflower. Some of the sunflower seed was treated, some of it wasn't. Jay, you see, why are we going out with 3 bags of maize seed to shake on the ground before we sow maize? Well, the reason is we are going to have a maize this year as part of the farm shop in the field where the pumpkins were last year. It's going to be in that area, so 5 to 6 acres of an area, and the reason we're shaking it before I harrow it is to put out extra seed on the ground to break the rows, because when the planters come to plant, everything is sowed in dead straight lines, about 1.5 to 2 foot apart. You're able to walk, you're able to really kind of side scoop down a row of maize, and for a maize having everything in these rows that you can walk down kind of defeats the purpose of it. The first theory was to get them to sow one way and then sow the right way and lay the plastic, but then we'd have to pay for sowing twice and we'd probably end up using more seed. Probably be a better job, but in the heat of the hunt we said we'd just shake 3 bags, so 3 bags will cover maybe 4 acres, so we'll be putting it out lighter, but the idea being that the maize will be scattered everywhere, so it'll break up the rows of maize. They'll just sow on top of that. When I harrow the ground after it's shook, that's going to bury the seed, and they'll sow their maize. Some will be under plastic, some won't be. It may affect the crop in general because there'll be more seeds per acre than what the sowing rate normally is, so there'll be more competition for nutrients, so we could have a lesser crop in that part of the field. It'll be probably the most interesting to see, but for us, for the maize for the shop, the main thing is to break the lines so that it just makes it look better. And ask me in September how it worked. Fingers crossed. Anyways, let's get out. Just got Troy set up there. He's gone up in the teleporter to pick stones. So Ro's gone to give Father Phil a hand at the beet drill. I hope we make a start now. I have my seed out. So what Troy's going to do is just pick any big stones ahead of me, and then if the slip clutch goes in this, told him just keep an eye out if he hears me or sees me lifting in the middle of the field, and go back and see what it is and pick it. Hour away here, I slowed down a bit because it's a lot stonier than what we've done so far today. So we've a long way to go to get to the other side. Try is picking stones there, just down on the headland. Stoniest part of the field is in a line across. There's stones throughout all, but the stoniest bit, there's a line across the field on the ground. Working the ground a bit deeper too. Father Phil watered down one hole on the drill, so we do a little bit more leveling and till up a little bit deeper for the maize sores. It's going to take a while. We won't get done today. We're going to go till dark and then quit then, so that we have a good start made on Monday morning, so that the lads are able to plant away while we finish off the field, and then we do the headlands when they're finished planting ups and downs, or as they get a section done, I'll start doing the headland corresponding to that, so that the headland isn't compacted and it's easier to sow into. That's the plan. By dark, if I'm at the ESB pole there, kind of the other gap, the second gap into the field, I'd say I'd be doing pretty good now. So I'd say I'd be doing pretty good. It's just gone 6 o'clock now. So far we haven't had a slip clutch go, so it's not too bad. About halfway now, I'd say. We're a good bit past now where the pumpkins were. So pumpkins was 6 acres last year. Some difference when you look out that way. You see how the ground, you can see the ground is on level, or just the difference in how it looks. Looks good, so it does. Just after having tea, had some lovely pork neck steaks from our own piggies. And they are beautiful. So I've never had neck steak till our butcher said, oh, try these instead of a collar. So rather than getting a pork collar, they cut it into steaks. So it's like a pork steak. And it has, by marinade, it's gorgeous. So I am absolutely dosed. I took tablets there just after we ate, and we're just starting to kick in, starting to clear my head a bit. Nothing worse than a head cold this time of the year, because it's so lovely and dry and sun is shining and you just feel like such crap. We'll power Harrow on till darkness, and hopefully that'll leave us far enough ahead that Monday morning I'll be able to finish the rest of the field before they catch up with it. But that's the current plan now. Maybe they might have a bit to do where they're working and they might be wasting Monday dinner time. Maybe, I don't know. I haven't heard anything as of yet. But we will wait and see. 2 machines will not be very too long. It means depends on who you ask, depends on how many acres is in the field. Third watch says 15. Father Phil says there used to be 17, now he says there's 16. So I'm a little bit confused. I'm working off 15 acres. We are just coming to the pole now, which is the second gate out onto the road, and we have everything that side done. We have this side to the beaches and past that to do, and this run is divides. It is 5 or 6 acres this side of the field, so we're over the halfway mark. We're getting there, but there's still probably another 2 hours harrowing. I'll push on till it's pitch black. I think I'll quit at that. And might try and do a bit tomorrow just to be sure that I'll be ahead of them for Monday. And also we're cutting silage Monday, so the mowers have to get on and a quick sharpen. Now it's only for baling, so it's not a 10 acre field for baling, so it's not going to take very long to knock it around. But yeah, it all starts. It is pitch. There's a bit of sunlight in the horizon there, not a lot, but it's just after 10 o'clock, and I think I'm going to leave it at that. I'm just past the gate. I'm about 5 runs from the beech trees. I'll probably come up tomorrow and do an hour. If I do an hour tomorrow, that should put me past the beech trees, and half an hour should do the rest. Like, it's not a lot, and it was something I just think about when I was working there. It's the first spring sowing season that I can remember that I haven't had to work into the small hours of the morning. I think me and Eric worked that time. He was stone picking, I saw that was the latest we worked this spring, which is mad. And it's first time in probably ever I feel like we're ahead. I'm getting a bit anxious now to get silage equipment ready, because that's going to come round now. But usually this time of a normal year, we're still trying to get ploughing done. We have tight half the crops in, and there's also silage coming. But this year, all the crops are basically in. The beet is sowed. He's the beet finished. The maize will be sowed Monday, and it's pumpkins. And that's it. 2 or 3 reasons for it. One, it's been a very kind spring for getting work done. Like we've been hitting targets all the way along. There hasn't been prolonged wet spell or spell of weather where we couldn't get through work. Third thing, Brendan has been with us since March he started, and he just started ploughing, and he just kept ploughing, and all the ploughing was done. They're the two biggest things, I think. It's just left us ahead for a change. Feels good. And I'm not under pressure now to know that I have to bust my hole, stay out till 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning to finish this field, because there's other stuff that has to get done, because I won't be able to spend an hour of that tomorrow, kind of a thing. I'm going to leave it at that for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back again Tuesday with Monday's activities, which is supposed to be sowing this maize. I'll be going mowing, that's a guarantee. Whether it's with the triples or a single is yet to be decided. All systems go, we'll see you back Tuesday. And that's it for me. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Videos every Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. That's it for me. Good luck.